corporation offers Squidward a promotion.
Quarters.
So finally, someone recognizes my worth.
By turning him into a robot. He ends the episode as a machine, working the same job, begging someone to unplug him. 3 months later, Jack Dorsey fired 40% of his company and replaced them with AI. The stock went up 20%. The episode is called Wiener Takes All from season 15, which aired on December 19, 2024. In it, a fully robot-operated fast food restaurant lures Squidward with the promise that he'll never have to do any real work. The robots will handle everything. All he has to do is sit back and manage. Then the corporation flies him to headquarters.
There sure are a lot of robots working here.
Yes.
And tries to turn him into a machine.
Robot, well that sounds just...
The CEO reveals that he's already been through the process himself. His brain is still organic. The rest of him isn't. That's not a cartoon villain. That's a business model. Now, let me walk you through it. The episode opens at the Krusty Krab. Squidward is drowning, customers are screaming at him, Bubble Bass is being Bubble Bass, and Mr. Krabs? He's in his office, lounging in a personal sauna, refusing to help because he's above grunt work. Squidward snaps, "I deserve to be manager and sit on my butt all day." That line is doing more than you think, because that desire, the dream of climbing the ladder and finally being free of the grind, is exactly what the trap is built on. That night, Squidward sees a TV commercial for Weenie Hut Juniors. The pitch? Robots will do all of the work. He takes the manager position immediately, doesn't think twice. He dumps his Krusty Krab job onto some random old lady named Mabel who he finds on the street, and SpongeBob doesn't even notice that he's gone. At first, the deal looks perfect. Squidward hangs his paintings in the office and plays smooth jazz. He reprograms the robots overnight so they run even better, and the restaurant thrives. He's finally living the dream. No more grunt work, no customers in his face, just management. He even says it out loud. "I am a pivotal cog in the corporate machine." Remember that line, because the episode is about to show him exactly what being a cog actually means. The president of the Weenie Hut Corporation shows up, guy named Weenie J. Wiener. He congratulates Squidward.
Your success has been all the buzz down at headquarters.
Hands him some massive bags of cash, poses for a photo, and then takes the cash back. Just like that. The money was a prop. The congratulations were a photo op. And then Wiener offers Squidward a promotion to upper management and flies him to corporate headquarters, a place called Weenie Hut Seniors. Inside a dark room at Weenie Hut Seniors, Squidward learns the horrifying truth. They're going to convert him to a robot, physically and for maximum efficiency. The upper management course isn't a training program, it's a roboticization chair. And here's the detail that turns this from a kid's cartoon into something genuinely unsettling. Weenie J. Wiener then reveals his own true form. He's already a robot with Dr. Octopus arms, ketchup and mustard dispensers for hands, and a chest screen. But his brain? That's still organic and still visible. The CEO was once a living person who went through the same process he's now forcing on Squidward. The machine ate him first, and now he's transhuman. There's a bulletin board in the Weenie Hut Junior's office that nobody talks about. It shows employees going through a progression, normal fish, then slightly mechanical, then fully robotic. A step-by-step visual timeline of what happens to every worker who climbs the corporate ladder at this company. It's right there on the wall, in plain sight, and Squidward never looked at it. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs show up.
Huh? Ahoy there, Squidward!
Blast through the wall with a cannon, and rescue Squidward. Wiener malfunctions and explodes. They escape, and it should be a happy ending. But it's not. SpongeBob gives Squidward a friendly slap on the back and accidentally knocks him into the robotic cassation chair. Squidward is converted, and the episode ends with Robot Squidward back at the Krusty Krab, doing the same job and saying, "Please unplug me." He escaped the corporate machine, got rescued by his friends, but still ended up as a robot, doing the same work with no way out. Ultimately, the system got him anyway. Now, let me tell you what happened in the real world just 3 months after this episode aired. It's February 26, 2026, and Jack Dorsey announces that Block, the company behind Square and Cash App, is cutting 40% of its workforce. That's roughly 4,000 people. Gone, just like that. His reason? AI. He told employees that intelligence tools have changed what it means to build and run a company, and that a significantly smaller team can do more. On this announcement, the stock surged 20% overnight. Wall Street didn't just see 4,000 people losing their jobs, they saw efficiency. And Dorsey isn't alone. He predicted most companies will make similar cuts within the year. Just let that sink in. The CEO, who just fired 40% of his staff, isn't apologizing. He's telling the rest of the industry, your turn is coming. And if you think your job is safe because you're good at it, remember, Squidward was good at his job too. He reprogrammed the robots, made the restaurant run better than ever, and his reward for being good at it was a chair that turned him into one of them. The same week, Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi went on a podcast and said he expects employees to answer his emails on weekends immediately or risk being pushed out. He rejected the concept of work-life balance entirely. Then, in the same interview, he predicted most Uber rides could be robot-operated within 20 years. So he's demanding his human drivers and engineers work weekends while simultaneously planning to replace them with machines. The message to workers in 2026 is, be more like a robot or we'll replace you with one. And it's not just the private sector. The Department of Government Efficiency has driven roughly 300,000 federal layoffs since January 2025. NOAA lost over 880 workers, including hurricane hunters. The CDC is bracing for 30% staff cuts, and the State Department fired over 1,350 diplomats in a single day. An automated tool called AutoRiff was developed to process the layoffs without manager input or performance reviews. No human in the loop whatsoever. Just a machine deciding which humans get to keep their jobs. The head of the Office of Management and Budget said the quiet part out loud. We want the bureaucrats to be traumatically affected. Meanwhile, Planter, one of the most powerful data companies on the planet, is stocking its office with nicotine vending machines. Free nicotine pouches for employees. The funding for the nicotine startup came from Planter's own co-founder, Joe Lonsdale. They're not just asking workers to produce more, they're chemically engineering them to do it. One startup founder who put a nicotine fridge in his office had to stop after accidentally getting addicted to his own productivity hack. And in fast food, the exact industry the episode takes place in, a restaurant in Pasadena, California, is now operating with just 2 human employees. 2! The rest are robots. One flips 250 pounds of fries per hour. Another cooks 100 patties per hour. Taco Bell is rolling out AI voice ordering at hundreds of drive-thrus, and at MWC 2026 in Barcelona, China Mobile showed off a fully robot-staffed restaurant as a tech demo. The future of fast food doesn't have humans in it. The Weenie Hut Juniors model isn't satire anymore. It's a pitch deck. Someone in Silicon Valley watched this episode and took notes. Squidward's dream was simple: to stop doing the grunt work, climb the ladder, and be the manager. And every step of that dream was real, because he got the job, the office, and the robots doing all of the work for him. The pitch was legitimate. The robots really did handle everything. The robots weren't the lie. The promise of climbing the ladder was. The corporation never wanted Squidward to manage. It wanted him to prove the system worked, improve it, and then become part of it. Literally. Every upgrade he made, every efficiency he created was training for his own replacement. He made the robots better. Then the robots made him. That's not a cartoon gag. That's the AI assistant pipeline. Every worker using an AI tool to do their job faster is doing exactly what Squidward did, improving the system, making it smarter, training it. And when the system is smart enough, the worker isn't promoted. They're eliminated. The promotion is the trap. It always was. There's a bulletin board in every workplace in 2026. Most people just aren't looking at it. Squidward ended the episode as a robot, working the same cash register, begging someone to unplug him. Jack Dorsey fired 4,000 people and the stock went up. Uber CEO demands weekend emails while planning a driverless future. Palantir is pumping nicotine into its workers to squeeze out more output before the machines are ready. And a robot in California is flipping 250 pounds of fries an hour without a bathroom break, lunch hour, or a pension. SpongeBob showed us the ending. The promotion is a trap. The ladder leads to a chair, and the chair turns you into a machine. The only question left is whether you've already sat down. Tell me I'm wrong. Drop a comment. If you've seen the bulletin board at your job, or if you think I've lost the plot, either way, I want to hear it. Hit like, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one.